New York Comic Con. This is Emily Starlock. We're here with Mamitan again. She's going to give us a tour of the booth.
Yeah, so here we are back again, New York Comic Con, our third year, 2014. We've got a lot of awesome stuff, and one of the things we're really excited that we can show you is we're doing a debut of our Ninja Turtles. So we've got them here in the front. You guys want to take a quick look? They're a really awesome collaboration between us and James Jean. James Jean's the original illustrator of the artwork in the bottom that the turtles are going to be based off of. He's originally like a really famous comic book artist who then went on to do fine art.
First off, we talk a bit more about the Ninja Turtles, mostly continuing about James Jean's work on the Ninja Turtle scale figures and the price which they are looking at, around 120-ish US dollars per figure. I of course ask about possible Figmas and Nendoroids in the future as well, and Mamitan informs us that like anything else of course it's possible the interest is there. She also then tells us that she herself is very personally excited about the series, and she's very looking forward to their release and seeing what they do in the future. We then move our focus over to the GSC new high-end line Wonderful Hobby Selection series. We go over the details of the Colossal Titan, which is also on display, and a bit about the Heavy Armored Yamato, which is not on display. And we talk about the very limited nature of this line, and also the very small pre-ordering window for these two pieces. Needless to say, the items in this series are super limited, a bit expensive. And that if any of you have any interest in them at all, you should definitely pre-order them right away. Just as, again, the limited nature. Focus then shifts over to the next two pieces in the series. Namely, Guts, Lost Children version, and Femto. Both from the highly acclaimed manga and anime Berserk by Kentaro Miura. Mamitan continues on that they have the very best elite artists working on these two figures. And that like the Colossal Titan, which is sculpted by the very incredible Takayuki Takeya. They are also thinking that they will be resin statues, cold cast resin statues. I of course inquire about the price, seeing as far as size goes, when they're all displayed next to each other, they're more or less all the same size. Colossal Titan retails for around 700 US dollars. So it was of course something I wanted to inquire about. She tells us that there is no set price yet, but that the details of it should be going up pretty soon, at least for Guts. I then tell her it's incredible that GSC is doing Berserk statues, and I think that the two initial offerings are easily equal to Art of War's best offerings.
So here we have Nendoroid Batman. He was first shown off at WOMFest this past July, but unpainted, so we get to show him off at New York Comic Con the first time painted. We're really excited to be showing him off. I keep saying really excited. We're really excited, but we are. I can't help it. We're really excited to show him off because obviously he's so adorable and so terrifying all at the same time.
Is this the first DC item that you guys have been producing?
Yes, to my knowledge. Yeah, actually, yeah. First DC item. You know what? Maybe if Nendoroid Batman does well, you know, we can. Yeah. So we're hoping. Got our fingers crossed. If everybody wants the Dark Knight in chibi form, yes. Then maybe, you know, we've got some other ideas in store. Yeah. Yeah. And then of course we also have something that I have a lot of friends that are super excited for, but all of our Metal Gear Solid stuff. And we're showing off the prototype for Figma Snake, or Solid Snake.
Also shown at WOMFest.
Yes, also shown at WOMFest. But you know, we're trying to give like the fans in New York to be able to see them in person. Obviously, it's so different than seeing it in photos. Seeing it in person is just so much more like, oh, I want that.
See all those details.
Yes, exactly.
And you guys are also doing the Kovic Army soldiers.
Yes, exactly. And we're really excited about those ones too, because it'll be really fun to have like a whole bunch of those guys and a Snake kind of like sneaking in through the background, hiding his box.
Anything you can tell us about the link?
Nothing so far yet about Link other than we've just done the announcement. The previous Link did so well for us that we were really excited to be bringing out more different stuff from Legend of Zelda as well. Toon Link, the Wind Waker version that everyone loves so much. He's coming out soon. And so we're hoping that, maybe with the demand that we can maybe eventually do other characters other than just Link. No word yet, but, if maybe there's enough fan demand online. Yeah. Oh, yes. Showing off the soon-to-be-released Nendoroid card captor Sakura, giving everybody a taste of her final production sample, and she's super adorable. I had way too much fun playing with this Nendoroid. It was so hard, picking a pose to go with for New York Comic Con because there's so many options, and I'm a very big fan of the series, so I was just like, I don't know what I want to do. It's too adorable. And then as well, I announced at WOMFest the Figma card captor Sakura. So yes, we're really excited. I'm really excited. It's gonna be amazing.
Possible maybe Shaoran or Tomoyo as well later on.
Maybe no word yet. We did announce Nendoroid Tomoyo, so maybe eventually we'll get the whole gang all together. Hopefully.
Maybe also you do all variations of Sakura as well.
I would love that. There's again no word on that. As a fan, I would die. I would just be like a heart attack of cuteness overload. And then another really cute one that we're really excited that we're showing off for the first time is Asuka, and then the painted Ayanami Rei, and they're the Racing Queen versions from Evangelion Racing. So super adorable. I'm really excited that we're finally doing Evangelion Nendoroids in one way or another. I'm really happy to get a Rei Nendoroid and Asuka and get them together. It's gonna be so cute.
Any chance maybe some expansion for the Figma line that we haven't seen any new Evangelion Figmas for a while?
No word, but obviously if the Nendoroids really do well and we can see a demand, it'll be the obvious next step. So we're really excited as well to show off the new FigFix line, showing off starting with Shimakaze and as well with Shinobu. And Shinobu's so adorable and tiny. It's way too cute to just... Oh, you gotta have her just in your hands because she's so tiny, and you're like, I want to protect you, Shinobu. It's so adorable.
And also, all the head parts and some of the accessories are also compatible with the posable, the Figma, regular Figmas as well.
Yeah, you'll be able to move around their heads because the head will be the only thing that'll have kind of like a similar joint to the Figma, and then as well the face plates will also be interchangeable. As well, that the FigFix, some of them will come with maybe original heads. So, for example, like the Shinobu, she'll have a different face compared to the other Shinobu Figma that's being released, so then you can kind of interchange those as well.
That way you have like a bonus if you're buying both, basically.
Exactly. That way, we want to give fans more of a feeling of like I'm getting, more of the bangs for my buck, and I'm not just buying the same thing again but without joints. And then as well, we're trying to get into, there's a lot of fans of our Figma line, but some of them just aren't really comfortable with the joints yet. And so we figured, this would be a really nice way to step into collecting Figma and, being able to pose them with existing Figma as well, have them be able to still work with the scenery for being the same scale as well.
Awesome, awesome.
And then, yes, adorable FigFix Shimakaze. I'm very excited about this one personally because I love the Shimakaze Figma. And I love the design, but I always wanted like that particular pose that was shown off as a scaled figure. So I figured it's a really good nice mesh in between the two to be able to get that Figma style at a nice lower price as well too.
Yeah. Less engineering, I guess.
Yeah. There's and then also because there's also less option parts, because the Figmas will have to come with like more hands and whatnot, so it's a little bit more difficult sometimes. So a little easier.
Especially if you go on a budget.
Yeah, it's nice.
Waiting. And sometimes some people just like just static figures, so it's a good way to
exactly. Yeah. And then as well, we're showing off Figma Shinon from Sword Art Online 2, and she's looking spectacular. We've had a lot of people asking about her this weekend. She's a very popular series, obviously. So, everyone's really excited for this one. And then, of course, we already announced it at WOMFest, but it seems like a lot of fans didn't realize that we were making the Figma Kirito from the second season. So everyone's really excited. They keep coming by. They're like, I didn't know that was happening. And we're like, yeah, we announced it already.
Is there any timetable that we might see a prototype for Kirito, the GGO version?
You know, I know it's coming soon. We almost brought it to New York Comic Con, but some things last minute that we were like, you know what, let's hold off for a little bit to show it off. So his final sculpt and paint is going to be coming out soon for everyone to see. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome.
And then last but not least, we got our lovely, fantastic, so crazy, impactful Eren Yeager from Attack on Titan. He's going to go perfect with the Mikasa that we've already released. Even better if you got the Mikasa DX version with a super crazy base. He'll come with his own nice, impactful base, and we've just been having like such a positive reaction from this figure. And of course, you know, the sculpt is just fantastic. It's perfect. It's really, oh, thank you. Thank you. I think so too, but I'm totally biased. They're both really good figures. Oh, well, thank you. Thank you. We're really excited. Like, he just looks so... I feel like it's just Eren popping out of the screen onto figure form. So, he looks so good. I'm really, like, can't wait till he comes out. I want him on my desk.
I guess all the ladies are wondering when the Levi is coming.
No word yet. Hopefully soon. Yeah. Pretty safe bet, yeah.
All right, the recent release of the Nintendo, the Pokemon Red Nendoroid, obviously it's an exclusive item and a lot of US fans really want it, but I guess also a lot of US fans also want a red Figma. Is it possible maybe they could become a regular release and maybe could be released here?
You know, I've actually not thought of that for making it a Figma yet. I'm sure our team has thought of that. I think at this point it would really depend on Nintendo and Pokemon and how they want to proceed. That product was an OEM product, which means that like Pokemon and Nintendo contacted us and they wanted to make the product, and so they get to determine like where and how it gets sold. So that's why, like, we as Good Smile, like, we haven't been able to put it on our online shop because we're not the ones who are actually selling the product. We just made it. So we are trying to push for them to, you know, let us sell it on our online shop. You know, we do understand the demand from the fans. We really do want to bring it out. And then maybe, hopefully, you know, we could reach out to them and say, like, hey, let's make a Figma of this too. Yeah.
Well, there are a lot of people who would love to have a Figma, so definitely. What is since you deal with most of the PR, what is the most requested property to do reissues of?
Reissues of? Yeah. The latest one was Nendoroid Menma. I could not post anything on our social media without a million comments from different people. Like, I'd post like, you know, here's Nendoroid Alba, and they'd be like, re-release Nendoroid Menma. Like, that's the first comment we'd always get. And it wasn't like the same person commenting over and over again. So that was a thing that really like struck us. And you know, I'm always trying to get fans to understand that, you know, I live on the internet. I'm always on our social media. We're sitting here at the booth and I'm on my phone. People think I'm ignoring them. Like, oh no, I'm checking our Facebook, seeing all the comments. Like, I'm always checking all of social media, my figure collection, all sorts of different figure groups on Facebook and Reddit. I'm everywhere. And we really want to get like all the fans' reaction and see what they're saying, and we really do listen to them when they ask for re-releases. Everyone was begging for us to re-release Figma Kirito, and you know, we brought that information to Japan, took it to the license holders, and really explained to them, look, you know, here's all of these comments, because I will screen cap everything and like make like a little presentation of like, here's like 3,000 people on like all of these social media platforms just begging for a re-release. And so they'll be like, okay, well obviously we can't ignore this. So Nendoroid Menma was the last one that we've done that was just really impactful and really got a lot of attention. We do also get a lot of requests for certain items that, you know, are a little bit more difficult for us because it's a license that maybe we don't have, or it's a really difficult for us to attain. But we still do listen, and we do try our best when we get like a lot of requests for figures like that to be made.
Awesome, awesome. Does that mean that if we request a Nendoroid Jintan or Anaru, it could also possibly be done as well?
Maybe if there's enough demand. There's no word yet. Obviously, you know, there's no official plans for anything like that at the moment. But you know, if Nendoroid Menma just kind of blows up on us and then everyone's like, make this, and we were like hearing chanting everywhere, you know, eventually maybe. I saw once a fan tried to do a change.org petition, and sadly it didn't get a lot lot of signatures, so it wasn't enough for the license holders to sit there and be like, oh yeah, let's do it. But if we got something like that where it's like, oh my God, there's like a couple thousand signatures on here, it'd be a little bit more difficult for us to say no.
Awesome, awesome. A lot of people are wondering, Figma Hulk, is it still coming out?
Yeah, they're still working on it. The issue that we're dealing with is we're trying to make sure that the joints still work with his overall design. Obviously, very muscly, so, even a big muscly dude, sometimes they don't have a lot of the same, like I have a friend, he's really muscly and he can't put his arms down to his side. So, we're still trying to figure out proportions and solidifying all of that before we release him. We want him to be the most perfect Figma ever of Hulk that, fans truly want, and we don't want it to be something that is released and it's really not what it needs to be. Yeah.
A lot of fans were really sad that the figures aren't able to be sold here officially. A lot of people missed out on full spec. Is there any chance that maybe not, obviously you won't do necessarily maybe a straight reissue, but maybe if you guys can come to some kind of agreement with Marvel, maybe later on you guys can do a full spec battle damage version or something for sale on GSC for international people?
That's something that we're actually really trying to work hard on. We'd love to bring over everything that we release that's Japan only. We'd love to bring over to the US. We'd love to bring over internationally. We, as Good Smile, never release something going like, it's only Japan. Like, no, we want the whole world to be able to enjoy all of our figurines and everything that we make. So we are really working hard on our international divisions to be able to bring those out to everyone. Obviously, sometimes some items are going to be a little bit more difficult than others, but we're doing our best to try and be able to bring those out. Maybe, I like that idea of a battle damaged one. Aki-san just walked by, so I'll be like, hey, somebody just gave me a really good idea.
Oh, battle damaged Iron Man's really popular. So, obviously, the other natural question would be a lot of people also wondering, Hawkeye and Black Widow to complete the team. Obviously, Loki, possibility for Figmas, maybe Nendoroids of Avengers later on.
There's no official plans for those yet, but I've been pushing for Loki for quite some time as being a Loki fangirl myself. And then one thing that actually really did help for our team, we actually had a fan illustrate all of the different Nendoroids. She had illustrated Nendoroid Captain America, Nendoroid Loki, Nendoroid Hawkeye, and sent it to us and was like, please use these. And we sent it to our team and they were really impressed. And so, maybe, you'll see some of those fun elements like integrated if we end up making them. But, stuff like that when like fans, really express their interest in ways like that really does help us, continue and proceed with these lines. There's still no word, obviously, officially, but, we'd obviously love to make them. Yeah.
Awesome, awesome. A lot of you are also wondering about the Shingeki no Kyojin cast. We're going to get more Figmas, more Nendoroids.
As well, no word yet, but, we'd love to make all of the characters. It'd be so much fun to be able to pose all of them together and interact with each other. And there's so many beloved characters that even if they're only seen for a second and they're killed off immediately, that, you still love them very much and very dearly. So, yeah. Yeah, maybe in the future. Maybe once more the second season comes out, we have more of the animation coming out, so kind of the boom comes back up.
I noticed it's awesome that you guys got the Terraformers license. Obviously, the Terraformer is the first to be released, and it's going to be a very popular army builder among fans. And Akari was also announced. Obviously, it's going to depend on sales, but and you guys obviously showed like the scale figure of Michelle and Akari Nendoroid also. So what I'm wondering is there any other plans for Terraformers, like other things you got that we haven't seen yet?
I can definitely say there are. Actually, with Terraformers, our animation studio, Leiden Films, is the one doing the animation right now. So, we're definitely working really close with the animation studio, making sure that we get everything out there. We're really excited for this series, and so, we want to make as many things we can for Terraformers, and we're really excited for this franchise. Everybody go watch it on Crunchyroll. It's freaking fantastic. Yeah. Thank you.
Everyone's wondering when the Mako Figma is coming.
I have no idea. I keep begging them for a Mako Figma. I'm like, guys, 2-star Mako, let's do this. And they're like, and I'm like, no, come on. And they're like, no, Francis, you're just a big fan. And I'm like, I am.
How about other plans for Kill la Kill?
I've not heard anything officially yet, but we're really hoping that we can. Obviously, there's so many characters to choose from, that especially we get a lot of requests, Harime Nui, Gamagori, all of the rest of the Elite Four. We even got requests for Mako's parents. I'd love personally to see all of the characters. Yes, oh, that'd be amazing. FigFix to sit in the background, that'd be amazing, yeah.
Any plans for Psycho-Pass?
You know, I've not heard anything new updated for Psycho-Pass. Maybe, but no word yet.
With the release of Archer, finally Archer Figma, a lot of fans are wondering. Everybody wants to complete the cast now. Obviously, with Saber coming out, the 2.0. Perhaps the older Figmas of Rin and Shiro might be a little bit outdated. Is there any possible plans of renewal for those two characters? And also if we are also getting the other servants and masters for the series as well?
There's no official word yet, but obviously the new series, Fate Stay Night, the one that's based off the Unlimited Blade Works arc, is airing right now. So right now is kind of a really good time that, you know, we might start working on stuff. You know, there's no official word of anything that we've released, but, you know, maybe this One Fest we might see some stuff.
Awesome. With a FigFix line, right now we've only seen Kankole and the Monogatari series. There's a lot of other characters, obviously, you know, who we could use more accessory faces and stuff like that for. Is there plans to maybe revisit older characters for the FigFix line to expand upon, you know, the existing Figma line?
You know, I've not heard anything on that end yet, but I do think that's a really good idea, especially because there's some really popular Figmas from the past that we definitely would love to revisit. But sometimes it's a little bit more difficult because even though they're really popular, we'd love to bring them back. Maybe the market has a lot of them out there already. So, you know, a FigFix line would really be a good way to bring back some of everybody's kind of more beloved characters. But there's nothing concrete yet.
Okay, that's very cool. In the past year, it seems that GSC has increased their focus on a lot of the more Western-friendly licenses. Is this a result of requests from Western fan feedback? And also, what can fans look forward to in the future in regards to that type of stuff?
It's definitely a lot of fans' requests. There's a certain Riot Nendoroid that happened that we're working on with them. And I can't talk much about it, but that's definitely a lot has to do with a lot of fan requests. We were getting a lot of messages, so, you know, when we approached Riot, it was very much a like, look guys, everybody wants this. We need to do this. And they were like, yes, good small company, we know you. And we're like, yay, you know who we are.
Compared to other companies in the same field, GSC Umbrella is generally the most up-to-date when it comes to current on-air anime and timed releases for the products. There's a lot of merchandise that generally released while the shows are actually still airing, and if anything, it goes up for pre-order if it's not released during that time. What generally determines what series get these simultaneous marketing, since it's not obviously not with everything?
You know, a lot of it will depend on we'll work with the animation studios and the license holders before the series is released. So, for example, Watamote, we actually were investors in the show. So, you know, we were able to know about everything that was going on before it was being aired. And so we knew already, obviously, the manga was a very big popular hit in Japan. So we were able to start working on the Nendoroid. So by the time the series is airing, hey, we can release a Nendoroid, because while at the kind of top, while everybody's watching the series, you get everybody watching it. The other thing, too, is that we have our own animation studio, Ultra Super Pictures. And so... you know, we have Trigger or Det, Sanjigen leading films. So stuff like Kill la Kill, you know, we can work on it before the series is even released. So that way, by the time the series is starting to come out, then, you know, we're able to be like, here, look at all these figures that we know you want, because we want them too. So that's definitely one thing that we do. We work a lot, really closely with a lot of license holders and animation studios before the series is even released to be able to bring everybody those figures.
Awesome, awesome. We saw some Berserk Figmas, the ones that haven't been released yet, of God Hand and other characters like, you know, is there any chance when we're going to see those in color?
No word yet, but we're hoping soon.
Also, the Berserker armor, which is very popular for Guts, popular version of Guts, was only released as a limited exclusive. Perhaps in the future, as a suggestion, maybe you guys could do a bloody version as a regular release to get the figure back out again for fans.
You know, I actually really like that idea. I'm gonna go pitch that to them once we're done with that, because I think that's a really good idea. Because you know, there's a lot of times when we do a limited release like that, we don't have as much control as we like to be able to do a re-release, because it was kind of an agreement that this particular figure is only going to be released this way. It's really unfair, I feel, to certain fans that if you went out of your way to buy this limited edition version that came with a manga or came with a Blu-ray DVD set, and then later we release it as a normal release, because certain fans will go through like really tough lengths to go get the figurine, and we don't want to make them feel like they were cheated out. So definitely variant versions are something that we can really work with.
I think a bloody version would be very awesome. And lastly, if it was up to you, what would you want GSC to do as far as like releases, stuff that you like to see?
More Yoko figures.
Is there any chance, speaking of Yoko, is there any chance maybe we might get some Gurren Lagann Nendoroids or Figmas in the future?
No word yet. I don't know if we're working on anything for Gurren Lagann. That's just me as a personal fan. Like, Yoko's my waifu. Yeah. So that there's no word on that. The other thing I'd love for us to do, but that's only just because I've just finished, like, I'm finally caught up. I just started watching Naruto. I'm super obsessed with it right now. I did. I cried when I found out. I was on the computer like, it's ending already. I just started watching it a month ago.
You have 70-something books to read.
I do. I'm going to read all of it now. I'm really excited, but like I would definitely, yeah.
You'd be there for the ending party.
Yes. But I would like to make some Naruto figurines, but I don't know if that, yeah. I'd kill for a JPIA Nendoroid. He was my favorite.
Awesome. I guess this is our last question. Trends in the U.S. and Japan. What are the best-selling products compared, like, with Japan and the U.S.?
It's interesting that there's such a stark contrast with certain items. For example, like Love Live is huge in Japan. The last time I went to Japan this July, it was everywhere. Nakiba, Love Live, Love Live, Love Live. Like, you'd go into Animate.
Pretty much stopped doing everything just to do Love Live.
Yeah. There was the one floor of Animate that was just Love Live, and I was like, oh, this is almost too much Love Live, guys. Compared to in the U.S., I feel like idol shows don't really take off as quickly. I mean, we do have a lot of really passionate fans for the series who truly do love it. But, compared to, say, other titles in the U.S., kind of like Attack on Titan, it doesn't really grasp a general audience as quickly. So, part of my job as well is to be like, hey, guys, watch Love Live. That was a really good series. You might like it. You just haven't tried it yet. I find that, U.S. audiences really gravitate to more kind of like action-oriented, like really independent, strong-willed characters. Stuff like Attack on Titan's been really big for us in the U.S. We can't keep anything in stock from Attack on Titan. Same with Kill la Kill. So there's always difference in opinions, especially with kind of the cultures. And so we're always trying to find a nice middle ground, being the international team for Good Smile, to be able to bring out all of the figurines that everybody loves from our Japanese market, but also still be able to bring stuff out that we know that fans will like here in the Western market, like our new Ninja Turtles line.
Now, lastly, any message you have for our fans?
I really just want to stress with everybody how important it is to let us know what you guys want. We are looking at all of the social media pages. I'm on my figure collection, Twitter, Tumblr, Facebook, Reddit, Instagram, the deep, dark bowels of the internet. I'm just there. And I'm watching what all the fans are saying. And when they contact us directly, when they message the Facebook, when they post on our Facebook, and they let us know, we want this, we want this, we want this. There's so many times where it's impossible impossible for us to ignore you guys, and we want you guys to know that we are listening. There's been so many re-releases that we've been able to do because of the fans. Nendoroid Menma would never have gotten a re-release if it weren't for the fans. It was something completely not on our radar to do until the fans were the ones being vocal about it, of how much they truly wanted it. And then we were able to go through and do our own kind of market research and realize, yeah, actually, this is a really great idea, and Nendoroid Menma has been quite of a hit for us. So, we're really excited to do more things like this, and when the fans can not only request, but in the nicest way I can say, but also kind of put your money where your mouth is and say, like, I want this figurine, and then when we do re-release it, actually order it, it's a lot more impactful for us, and it's easier for us to turn around and say, oh, you're asking for this re-release? Let's do it, because you actually do want it. So that's the really big thing I want kind of everyone to understand. That's like, we're listening and we're here and we want to know what you guys say, and we want to know your guys' opinion. We value it. We're not making these for us, we're making these for you. Admittedly, we're also making it for us, because these are kind of totally awesome and I want them. But in the end, it's for you guys. And so if we want to know what you guys want first and foremost, and we're listening.
Thank you so much, Francis, everything. So this is we're closing Mamitan. As you see, you guys should support GSC. Buy the products, don't buy bootlegs.
Don't buy bootlegs.
All right, well, peace out.